Welcome to our tub. Come on in. It's warm inside, and there's always room for more.
This podcast contains adult material and is intended for mature audiences only. If you're under 18, grab your rubber ducky and find another tub. This one's not for you. Hello and welcome back in the tub for episode 227. I'm Mr. Berg.
And I'm Mrs. Berg.
And this week, as we're kind of on a roll with bringing great guests onto the show to have conversations.
And there's still a few more to come.
Yes. And as this launches, we'll just throw it out that it is the lead up to Exotica Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. We won't be there, not in attendance. I have travel all week for work and some other things going on. So we're
out for this one.
Yeah. There'll definitely be some FOMO I think of the last 2.5 years, this is going to be the first Exotica we have not been to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, even after everything with your arm, we made it to a couple that we weren't sure about.
Yeah. So, tickets still available if you're in that area and heading out. So, check it out. Have fun. Be safe. Everybody that is out there, all our friends. So, but this week and this episode,
what's on tap?
This, as I say in the intro, definitely rolled me back. This veteran performer from the late 90s, mid to late 90s, and into the 2000s. We received an email and said, "Hey, would you be interested in having her on the show?" Mm-hmm. Instantaneously, yes, of course. And the opportunity to get to learn more about her was phenomenal. Great story, and shares a lot of that with us in this conversation. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to hop right into the tub with AVN Hall of Famer, veteran adult star, Dyanna Lauren.
You gotta quit sitting in the hot tub, don't making the water all fucking gross. You gotta quit sitting in the hot tub. I don't know what it's doing, it's blue, it's like I'm fighting my rage. Would you sleep the color away?
Hello and welcome into the tub. As we sit down today, we are welcoming a special guest joining us. This singer turned Penthouse Pet of the Month, July 95, AVN Hall of Fame class of 2008, and an industry face for over a decade, from 89 to 2000, appearing in over 200 movies and more box covers than you can count, left her mark on the industry and her fans. When the opportunity to sit down with her today came up, it was an instant yes. As those in my generation, this name resonates. And here we are, having the honor and pleasure to have her join us today for a conversation. Please welcome Dyanna Lauren.
Hello, how are you?
We are well, and how are you?
Better now. I actually have been sick for quite a bit, so I'm trying to get better. It's all good.
Hey, summer's coming. It'll
Yes.
get better. As we said before we started. Yeah, the convention flu is definitely real.
That it is. But the warm weather does help. I sat outside today and it felt wonderful, so something to look forward to.
Not sure where you are, but I know where we are. It was a brutal winter. So it's nice to get a little warmth and get the sun out. And, now I'm like, oh, shit, now I got to cut the grass. But, you know what? I'll take it.
I'm in Illinois, northern Illinois.
Okay. Yep.
So it's pretty chilly up here it was. But I loved it.
Yeah, you definitely got a lot of... You got it first, and then we got it as it came across. So, yeah, it was a rough one. So, again, thank you. We appreciate you taking the time out. Really,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, to have a conversation, to learn about your journeys and what that looked like and, well, what might be coming up in the future. So as
so many things.
As we get comfortable, can you let the listeners first know where can they find you online and on social media?
Oh, Oh, so many places. I actually, my name for virtually all of my social media, I was very lucky. It would be Facebook is at Dyanna Lauren. So is X. So is my OnlyFans. So is they're all at Dyanna Lauren, Sex Panther, so on and so forth. The only one that's different is Instagram, and it is the real Dyanna Lauren.
All right. Well, and that is pretty impressive, considering considering your name back in the days of your career and throughout the 90s and into 2000. There wasn't a such thing as Twitter. So to come around and now that name available is great.
Well, see, right when it started, I grabbed my names everywhere as they can. You know, there are a lot of people that try to copy me because I have a little bit of a stigma of trying to get all the verifications. It just makes I just don't like the fact that you have to pay to be verified to who you are. Make me show my ID. You know, I can prove who I am. It's my real name. So, But I was very fortunate in keeping it. Just in this last year, I started really using it again. So,
awesome.
You know, I would pop on here and now and then.
Well, and that smart business, as you see the times change, and hey, you jump on that to preserve that brand because you never know.
You just never know. You don't know what I'm going to be doing next, which could be a whole heck of a lot of things. Yeah, the ball is really rolling. It has been, you know, I stopped for a while, and then I was working on the Spearmint Rhinos and helping with that chain and doing billboards and doing all kinds of stuff and having children and all of the things that life give you. And then I went back into the industry for a bit. And that was an interesting to be able to see the difference between the 90s and then, you know, 2000 to 2010 or in there. It was an entirely different industry and an entirely different animal. So that, and then to be another 10 years or so up the road, even more, 15, I'm getting to see it from, you know, I was in 87 and then on and off and on and off. I've gotten to see quite a bit in this industry. It's a unique situation.
Yeah, and we've talked to other performers from back in those, you know, 90s and 2000s, and as I said earlier, well, Twitter didn't exist. Nowadays, social media
drives everything.
Exactly. It plays such a big role where there wasn't, I mean, back then, that's when we would have been going to college, and it was MySpace.
Right?
We didn't even have that yet. Way back then, I mean, I was doing my fan club by hand. And, you know, the only reason that they had my address was because I would go and do signings, and it would be, you know, this is my box address where you send your stuff and your money or your check, or, you know, even if I was lucky enough to have a place where we could do phone calls, like, you know, through my agent, I could go and do phone calls through there and then set things up, but everything was done by hand.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. It's wild. And as we'd said too, prior and in the intro, you know, box covers. I mean, that there are so few where people are even doing DVDs. Like, we were in Chicago, and a friend of ours that's been in the industry for a couple years, we've gotten to know her well, and she's like, hey, I put this stuff out on DVD. I was like, oh, you know what? We're buying it. I'm like, and we're gonna go and get a DVD player. Actually, it was a year ago. Someone was in town at a Spearmint Rhino, and we went to see her feature dance, and she gave out DVDs, and we got home, and I went, shit.
You have to go buy a DVD player.
Yeah. I'm like, we don't have a DVD player. We can't even watch this shit. You know, and that was it. The box covers and all of that. Yeah. Now it's click and point with a mouse.
Yeah. And so much of it is for free.
Unfortunately,
you know?
yeah.
And it's such a strange dynamic to me because I remember even going to like the AVN and being on the floor and signing for Vivid and this and that and taking pictures with people, and you're still doing that. But Steve Hirsch, I went to, the guy said, can you show your knees? I had a longer skirt on, and I just went to like pull it up ever so slightly up to my knees, and Steve was like, oh no, you don't change how you're, anything. And we had to be all covered up all the time, because if they wanted to see that, they had to buy it.
Sure.
And now it's so much different. It's and it still makes a freaking fortune.
Without a doubt, it still does. And it's opened the door for so many people to, and you hate to say dabble, but now you can dabble in it and try to make a little bit of money. Back then in the 80s and 90s, it was, you were with Vivid, you were with, there's a few other ones out there, but there
Vivid,
were...
Wicked, VCA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. You were either with them in LA or it wasn't happening.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of bit players, just like there are character actors. There were a lot. But back then, I say this over and over, and people look at me like, what are you talking about? There was maybe 200 people at a time worldwide that actually did adult movies. It wasn't thousands. It wasn't, the cam people and the this and the that and just anybody who has a phone. If there was 200 of us worldwide.
Yeah.
And that's just insane to think about how, the difference between it now. We knew everybody across the world who actually did it because there was so little of us.
And we talked to someone throughout the Exoticas that he has been involved for a while, and he actually said that. He's, back then there was 200 to 300. Now there's 20 to 30,000, and it was a family. He really talked a lot about that. He said it was, we'd go to set, and he referenced Pirates, the giant one from back in the 2000s, and he goes, we were on set for 2 weeks.
Let me guess, Tommy Gunn.
It was it was Tommy.
He's a very, very good friend of mine, and I just know how he speaks, and I know what he would be saying.
And he is awesome. We've got to meet him a few times and saw him at AVN, and like that's exactly. He was like, we were such a tight knit family. We knew everybody.
We're trying. I had this idea come up. Somebody had asked me a question, and the way I answered it, it made, what is it that you would like to see happen from something that happened before? Like, what would you like to do? And I have been trying to get together people. I have 14 acres out here, and I have a bunch of forest, and I would like to get a bunch of tents, get like 20 of us to come and sit around a campfire and talk about all of the things that we went through and how great it was to do this. And not have it be this documentary where people are cutting and they're doing this and doing that and making it out to be some sort of taboo or what we escaped or what have you. Just the conversations about what we did in a daily basis. Because I know I have some pretty freaking funny stories. and
as you're talking, that immediately in my head, I'm going, what a docu-series, just live and uncut, and have those stories. Like, to be able to hear that and to reminisce would be phenomenal.
Wouldn't it? I can't. I really want to try to make it happen. I've got about 6 people, and I want about 20.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm hoping for maybe fall when you don't have to worry about bugs. It's not too hot for you, but you still want to be outside, and that still gives me a plenty of time to try to make that happen.
That would be
I will
awesome.
At some point.
Yeah, that truly would be that would be an awesome just take to sit and watch and just listen.
Yeah, like the Friends reunion.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, and again, the changes. So, as you've come and gone, what have you learned maybe about yourself or something that you said, wow, like I envisioned this, or like, yeah, I could have done exactly this back then, whether it be the social media world or anything that has changed over the years?
The funny thing, I always come back to the same thing. The industry and the people that have been in it, that have stayed in it for a long period of time, like the directors and maybe some performers that turned into directors. Not all of them, but I have watched this evolution of the industry go into a direction that I personally don't think is needed. Sometimes the violence, sometimes the, like, I don't want to be donkey punched. I don't want to be, I don't need to have somebody so deep in my throat that I'm vomiting. I don't see the purpose in those things. That may be just me, but you can't tell me that, and we always want to stay age appropriate, that an 18-year-old kid seeing an adult movie for the first time cares about any of that. He just wants to see the act itself. That's just the cool thing. Yeah. So the evolution of that part of it, it more seemed like something. I remember when I first started in the industry, everybody, had hair, and then nobody had hair. And then it was, we were going to do A's, and then we were going to be doing this. And then I remember sitting there going, the next thing that they're going to be is somebody's going to be on a trapeze doing a flying, flaming A. And I kid you not, about 2 weeks later, that's what happened. Somebody on a trapeze is, and I feel more of it is for shock value than for pleasure.
Yeah.
And I would like to see it get more back to pleasure.
Yeah, and they're definitely, we've talked about it over the last, few years, and we've seen it in ourselves. So over the last years, go back 15 to 18 years, when we got into the swingers lifestyle, there was a hard line between swingers and everyday sex and the kink and BDSM community. And that, it has over time progressed and started to intermingle. And where the fetish and the BDSM and the hooks and shibari and impact play is more accepted. But as you said, then there is some of that. You're not wrong.
More extreme.
The extreme shock value. You're not wrong.
For an everyday, if it's not being put in fetish, and I'll tell you, as much as the MILF industry is, a good thing for me, I can't say that I would really want to have sex with my son or, my stepson.
Sure.
I think that's a little overplayed. There's got to be another reason in a movie for the age difference, or if that's what it is you're looking for. And every once in a while, there should be some age compatibility there,
Sure.
just for everybody's sake.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that, and a lot of the industry too. There is so much. I think there's a lot more, again, because you have the creators and outside of the mainstream, but the gonzo world. What really has gone away, and we're starting to see a little bit more of it come back, is the actual movies, the plot. That's I don't know that we're ever going to get to big budgets like some of the the 90s and 2000s were, but I think there's more of that coming back, and I think that's some of definitely what the industry has been missing.
Oh yeah, there's people want, at least from the people that have come up to me, they want more substance, not just the pizza man comes to the door and it's your stepson.
Yeah, and I mean, you will, you say that. Hey, you want like a plot or something that's going to get you in. There is more about the plot than the pop shot.
Right. absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, give me something I can watch for an hour and a half and get turned on with, my wife or husband, and then it helps. It gets you going,
Right.
rather than
absolutely.
fast forward into the pop shot.
Yeah.
The plot is almost like foreplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It is. And, especially if you want to gear it towards not just a singular action, you want it to be a couples thing, you want it to be, something that is inviting for your sex life, not something that's separating. You want that plot. You want that connection with it, that build up, who wants just 5 minutes and you're done, if that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely been a big change. And again, we've seen some of it start to come back. We have a friend that she did. I think that was about an hour and a half or so, and they produced a movie that had a plot to it, and it was a comedy, and it was great. And that is so much what we look for, even if we're scrolling through and saying, okay, hey, we have an interview coming up. Like, friends of mine laugh because I can share the show and what we do with friends. I'm in the food business. I talk to a chef, and he's like, dude, you do what? Oh, man, all right, great. The guys at the cigar lounge are like, great. And they're like, oh, yeah, research. You sit and watch porn to research. And I'm like, well, yeah, but if we have a guest coming on and we start researching, I'm like, all right, let's see if we got a plot. Like, we talk to people about, hey, would you rather just do gonzo or actually have a script and a plot? And more guests on the show are even saying, yeah, we'd like to get more into the acting and have lines and a plot to it.
Absolutely. That's basically what all of us fought for. When we were doing it, there was such a divide. You could sell it, but you couldn't make it. So then, quite a few of us, we were part of the Free Speech Coalition. Several of us went and spoke in front of the Senate, including me. And the idea was, this is acting. We just take that acting to the next level. We are not being paid for the sex. So what's going to end up happening is that they're going to go back to what we did and what we made it say, and they're going to go, well, but wait a minute, there's no acting anymore. So and the unfortunate thing, when I went to this convention, Sharon Mitchell was standing right next to me. She's one of my greatest friends. But that woman did things for this industry that's why testing is so easy. It used to be so hard to get a test, and she did so much to open all of those things up. And none of these people on the floor gave her the time of day. And that, you need to know your history.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're doomed to repeat it, and all it takes is one ass to turn it around and make it so that we lose the right to do that. So you need to, come on, guys, let's put some of the acting back in it. Let's not have it just be, I am all for every forms of sex work, but let's not lose what we have. Let's try to move forward.
Yeah. And as you said, too, to lose it, there are states right now, I believe it was North Carolina, just this year passed a law against pornography being made within the state.
Wow.
And even like we talked to another performer that now lives in LA, and she's like, I have to get my license and IDs changed because producers and directors are like, oh, you got a North Carolina license? Nope.
Yep.
So we are in a tough time right now with, I don't know if tough time, because yes, I understand some of the government oversight when it comes to age verification and stuff. Some of it is excessive and insane, but well, the government's, there's a bullseye on the industry right now.
There usually is, especially during midterms.
Yeah.
People
more so
usually
now.
think it's a presidential year. It's usually not. It's usually the midterms because it's little people wanting to make a big influence. And so they attack this industry because who's not going to like that? You know, in the moral majority of whatever.
Which, and we've said before, there's people, oh no, that's gross. That's just, I don't want to hear it. Those are the ones that in public are like, oh, that's gross. But there's a great amount of them that at night they're flipping through and looking at and scrolling through porn.
Yeah. Oh, how many would be telling me, you're going to go to, you're going to die because of this. I hope you get, and it's like, how do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I go knocking door to door? Was there something that I did? Even my magazines have a wrapper on them.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, sir, how do you know what I am and who I am?
Oh, yeah. It definitely, and a lot of that has changed. So back when you got started, you were a singer. Mm-hmm. You still do any? Are you still working in the music
I'm getting
side?
ready, actually. I haven't in a lot of years.
Okay.
There's a whole long story behind why I left the music industry. Mm-hmm. And just briefly, I'll tell you all the things about P. Diddy and all of that was happening way before him. And you can look up any interview. I'm not writing on those coattails.
Sure.
It was literally, I have in every interview, I talk about the fact that if I was going to get screwed, I was going to do it my way, not sell my soul, and I would get paid for it the way I wanted to be. I never have done anything I didn't want to do, and that included that.
Yep.
And, you could tell me I'm ugly, you can tell me I'm fat, you can tell me I don't perform well, but the one thing you can't say is that I can sing like nobody's business. And I was still not going to sell my soul to prove that.
Yep. And that quote is actually in the first paragraph on your Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Yeah. But unfortunately, just the industry, party like a rock star. That's always been. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I just I'm writing a book. And a lot of that stuff is going to come out. It's not your typical adult industry book. A lot of my stuff happened way before. It may end up being a series of books.
Nice.
And then, and I have a website coming too that pieces of things will be, because it's going to be hard to relate all of the things that have happened, like accidentally meeting the Queen or being involved with the Prince of Brunei or any of the things that happened, all of the things that I've done that really had nothing to do with the industry. I'm going to, while it's written in the book, I'm also going to do almost a podcasty kind of a thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where I explain those things, and a one-on-one is going to be easier than reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There's just some of them that we're not quite sure how it's going to translate unless I'm actually, anybody could leave it to interpretation until you hear the tone. You hear how I talk about it and why.
Yeah.
Because it's been a lot of years. So the things that it's more empowering in how some of the things that I actually did or went through, instead of always being a victim or wanting to come out now and go, I was abused. I want to show the power that can come behind not letting yourself become a victim. And,
Awesome.
And learning how to, not saying that any of the things that anybody does, if you are hurt in any way, are right, but you start learning that it leads you down the path of possibly helping other people, or you can just learn how to turn that around and be able to bring your own, whether it your sexual power, whether it be your work or anything that you're doing, you can find a place where that made you grow and now look at it as something that needed to happen, so you had the strength to do what you're doing now.
Yeah. And just taking all scenarios to make yourself a better person.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And that does it.
Awesome.
There was a woman that made a ton of money on a book about her breaking her back. She broke her back, and she was on food stamps and going through a divorce and was losing her kids and all this stuff, and she ends up breaking her back. ends up meeting the love of her life, ends up writing the book, and she's, she's like, my backbreaking was the best thing that ever happened to me. It's all in how you look at it. It is an experience. It's a chapter in your book. And now we set it aside here and look in that for character development.
Yeah.
So that's that's going to be hard to get somebody to grasp in a book unless you're actually speaking it. So there's a lot of things that are going to go along with it.
And as you said, tone. As you're reading, you can't. That's the worst part about this day and age and everything on text message. There's no tone or emotion in a text message. You can take that 10 different ways.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you're working on this book. You're working. You have OnlyFans now, as you had said. So
OnlyFans, and I have Sex Panther and Loyal Fans as well.
So on the OnlyFans, Loyal Fans, what does that look like for someone that would join with you getting back into that side of the industry?
Well, the funny thing about it is that most of the fans that have come back, we end up having, there's not all that many of them, and I'm great with that because I'm getting to spend one-on-one time with these people that either grew up with me, just had an affinity for me. They know me in a way that I don't know them, and so I'm trying to get to know each and every one of these people, and they're all such individuals, and some of them greet me in the morning, and some of them send me flowers or whatever the case may be. So they're getting that where in a lot of these cases, a lot of these girls are having teams do their stuff, whether it be their social media, whether it be answering their texts, some of them even taking their phone calls. And I am bringing just me, nobody else. If I miss a few days, somebody will ask me how I am because it's just me doing all of my own things. And a lot of what we do every Tuesday night, I'm a lower price than everybody, usually most of the people are. And on Tuesday nights, usually, I will sit in here and I have a TV over here if I were to swing it around. And I play a lot of my old movies. And a lot of times we call it Titty Tuesday.
Nice.
And it was titties in the tub in Tuesday because I used to be in the bathtub. But everybody is greeted with the titties. The girls love to come out and play.
Nice.
And we watch one of my movies, and I'll talk about things that happen during those movies. And so much has happened during those movies. It's a lot of the time, there'll be, some great sex happening behind my head, and I'm going, yeah, you know what really happened? There was this person that was standing in the corner, or Jack Nicholson was standing on his side of the... And I'll start telling a story, and everybody's listening to me, and we're not even paying attention to the sex that's going on.
But that's awesome. I mean, story time movies. That's the true behind the scenes that people strive for on TikTok and Instagram and everything. But you're getting it right from the source, sitting there watching. That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's some great stories behind virtually every movie. Things that I'll get so excited because I won't have remembered, and then all of a sudden I'll be going, oh my God, this is a movie when.
Yeah. And from your side too, that kind of gives you you're bringing back those memories and, oh shit, I remember that now.
It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So over the stretch in the last 20 years, what has life looked like? You said family, things like that. Like, what have you done for yourself? What does that off-camera Dyanna look like?
I'm extremely eclectic. I paint. I am a gourmet cook. I rescue animals. I have a rescue that's actually a 501c3 that I just started a GoFundMe for. Didn't like how the wording was, because I named it after one of my closest friends who has rescued so many animals. And she kind of lives in a house in an area where she can't rescue as many as like I can where I am. So I named it after Julia Ann, and it's called Julia's Garden. And so I have farm animals and chickens, and I grow my own vegetables, and This year, last year I collected 6 gallons worth of mulberries. I have probably 30, 40 of those trees here that are like indigenous, and raspberries and all that. And so this year I'm going to make mulberry wine, like you hear in the songs. So I'm really excited to do that. And I have chicken eggs, and I forage. I'm a master herbalist. So in my spare time, I love to learn about things, and I try to get back. I'm not somebody digging a hole in my backyard to bury myself when the apocalypse comes, but I am very prepared. And I love to learn things that happen and things that you did before we became this kind of cookie cutter, and everything's disposable, and the medications, and, all the Rockefellers and everything that they did with the oil. I really like to get back down to basics. So I learn as much as I can, and try to do a lot of those things. And, I keep myself busy.
Yeah. And I mean, essentially outdoors and, and foraging. And I mean, I know here right now in this area, it's ramp season. Wild onions. It's that time. We have, the restaurant that I run at night on the side, we have a local guy that forages mushrooms for us. And, we got a ton of ramps in two weeks ago. And gosh, you want to talk about using those. I pickled some ramps, and we did like 4 different things just because
that's awesome.
It's getting back to stuff. It's having fun with what's there and available.
Yeah. And there's more appreciation for what you do when you do it yourself. You make your own butter. That's going to be the best butter you've ever tasted. Yeah. There's so much to just that simpleness, that slowing down, that doing it because you're living, you work that little bit to live as opposed to living to work. Let's get back to what life is really supposed to be about.
Yeah. And too much of society now is working to live.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for that. Yeah. But that's what unfortunately, that's kind of what we've been programmed for. As you said, it's that cookie cutter that this is what it is. So let's
there's no other outside influences, or, you go to work, you get home, you eat, and then you have to clean up and get ready for the next day. That's it. And on the weekend, you occasionally get to do something, but you're usually too tired from everything in the week.
Yep.
When did life become that?
Yep. Yeah, or on the weekend, it's I got to cut grass, wash clothes, clean the house, cook, go to bed. All right, here we go. Yep, let's start it all over again.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
I want no part of it. Yeah.
So you had said earlier, and when we first started the conversation, you talked about being at the convention. So you were in Chicago for Exotica.
Yes.
When was the last time you were at a convention like that? And what was your take on that whole setup?
The last time I was at a convention was 17 years ago at the Jersey Exotica.
Okay.
17 years ago. And I kind of have no judgment towards it. Positive body type, whatever you want to be. But I have never seen so many large women in my life. I mean, very large. Whether it be very large boobs, very large butts. And more power to them. It's not a judgment. It's just a reality of what I was looking at. Something different than what, that has totally changed. And it's great that every body type has a place to be. It just was I was kind of like, nice.
Yeah, but again, when you look at the 90s and 2000s, it was thin, big breast, blonde. That was, or brunette. That was really there was such a, I don't know what the right word is, but there was just such a demographic of the industry back in the 15, 20 year span.
Well, yeah, it was all magazine models. It was
That's it.
all
Sports
that's
Illustrated
all-
swimsuit edition. Yeah.
I mean, I did before I did adult. I did all the bikini contests. I was in all of the music videos. I was, a calendar girl and a poster girl. You went into Spencer's Gift and, at least 4 things had my face on it somewhere, And then I went into adult. It just was almost, it's a place where you're accepted no matter what you do, no matter whether you leave and go, I hate this place, you can still come back. There was just such a family to being there, and everybody made you feel welcome. And the one key thing that nobody really touches on, it can be a very scary place, this world, for women, just in general. But you go into this industry, no one touches you. Everybody's polite. Now, there are those few exceptions to every freaking rule.
Without a doubt.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to just punch Max Hardcore in the face. but even he was, what to me was always polite and always kind and, oh, how are you doing? It wasn't like you had somebody grabbing your ass or that you had to be nice to because you needed the job, or I don't care what it is. You could look whatever you wanted to look like. Purple hair, fat, thin, big boobs, little boobs. You could be you and not feel threatened. You feel in control. You take back your power. You're in this place of, I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, and not feel any sort of that pressure that women can feel at times, especially if you're a magazine model. It's all women go through it. But when you're that magazine model, somebody's always going to say something when you're walking down the street. There, you don't get away from it unless you're in the adult industry.
Yeah.
'Cause they don't care. They don't care. They're getting thrown all kinds of really good-looking women and all different sizes, and so it's you're just kind of in a group of friends.
Yeah, and that's great. That as we had said, back in those days, that was the way the industry was. There's little pockets now, but it's not nearly, because there's so many within it.
Right. Yeah.
That makes that a struggle.
Yeah. You know what I think one of my biggest things were, like, my jaw was dropped open. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Was what a lot of people have called hotel porn. Well, they're trading content, so nobody's being paid, but there's lights and cameras and people doing entrances and exits, and everybody knows that everybody's filming all of this sex that's going on. If we had done that, even one person, we were told ahead of time, you can't do that, you're gonna go to jail. It didn't mean that you were just filming it that was gonna happen. These people are filming it in one of these hotels where the front doors are double doors because they're all suites.
Yep.
And they're frosted glass.
Yep.
So you can see everything that's going on.
Especially with the ring lights everywhere, and you're like, oh yeah.
And I'm kind of going, wow.
Yeah, and that is a huge change. Yeah, I can imagine back then, in those 90s and 2000s. Yeah, that was not a thing. If you were filming, you're filming it for your own stuff. It wasn't going anywhere. But nowadays, and you said earlier, anybody with a camera is or anybody with a phone is a content creator. Right. And there's so much of that has changed.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just an oddity to me. But, more power to them.
Yeah. And there are some, I know that, like, I'll see it on social media. Hey, just watch with your Airbnb names. Make sure how you're checking in, because a lot of Airbnb people are flagging, and oh no, you're just coming and you're renting it as a content house, and all you're going to be doing is having sex everywhere around the Airbnb house. So you're starting to see some of that crack down a bit, but. Well, we'll see. That's where the world is. So how much are they going to crack down on it?
Yeah, I want to get this thing going that is just kind of talking, but I'd like to invite a bunch of other people, do a camp out and everybody can trade content too.
Yeah,
I'm surrounded by cornfields, so it's all private here.
Yeah. I mean, there was a point in time where the house next door to us was possibly for sale. And my initial thought was, hey, we can pick it up fairly cheap. It's a small plot of land. It's a smaller house. I'm like, I could renovate it. I could do that stuff myself. And literally we could put our recording studio in there. I'm like, and if we set up like 2 or 3 rooms, we could rent that space out for content as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, that thought process was there. I'm like, why not? It's there. Because they're always looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after Exotica Chicago, do you have plans on any other conventions or expos this year?
Well, Minneapolis is coming up, but they haven't tried it there yet. This is going to be their first year.
Yeah.
And it does have a high gay population, especially lesbian, which I had quite a following in that, from Girlfriend Films. But I just think I want to give that a little chance to grow before I go there. So I do plan on going to the Jersey one in October. Exotica.
Nice.
And then we'll see what happens from there, because by then next week my website should be up.
Awesome.
And so then it'll just be kind of a steamrolling. And in August, I'm going to be performing, actually singing, with a guy who I met actually at the convention, who writes music and stuff like that. So that's going to be a really interesting thing to do. We're going to remaster the old album that I did before, and that'll be on my website. And just a lot of fun being able to, empty nester. I gotta be, now I can let loose and be me again, and, talk about all the things and live that life that I kind of missed for a while.
That's nothing wrong with that. It's great to be able to have that. And here we are. Guess what? Second life. Second party life, second fun life. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Awesome.
I was already older when I even started in the industry. And now, I looked at my grandparents and they were in their 50s and I thought, God, these people look so old. I'm in my 60s. And we all look so much different as we're all aging. You still show signs of age, but it truly is like 50 is the new 30, and so on. It's the way we're aging is so much different. So we have a lot of longevity, and it's a lot of fun.
Yep. A lot of time still to have fun.
Yeah.
So, New Jersey, we will be there. We will make it a point that we run into you. I
would love to meet you.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
did miss in Chicago. Chicago was crazy for us. Chicago's always kind of a whirlwind, and it's packed and busy.
Yeah.
Minneapolis, we're kind of in agreement. We aren't going to be there. I have to travel that whole week, so we're not going to get out there. I want to see how it's going to be. Just like you had said, it is Pride Week. So that should help with the boost, and I hope it does. I hope it really does do well, because
I totally wish it well, but being that it's also Pride Week, there's a lot of things going on right now that could actually be a nightmare.
Yes.
And I, as much as I well wish everyone and want everybody to have a good time and be able to express themselves and do all of the things that this country should be able to do, it has potential for other things. And I hope it's just amazing, and then I'll go next year.
That's it. And we'll probably do Miami this year. Miami is not a great one, we tell everybody. It's in December. We can get out of Pittsburgh and go to Miami in December. That little change in temperature, we'll take that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So it has been a pleasure. This has been a great conversation. Really.
Oh, thank you. It really has been.
Yep. Learning just about you and, all the insights that you've shared. You have a lot of stuff coming up,
I do.
Fans, old and new, between the website, everything like that. There's a lot of stuff coming up in the next 7 months.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be just a ride to be able to experience all of the, the things that it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that is awesome. So as we wrap up one more time, can you let everyone know where they can find you online and on social media, and as well with the website launch? Can you share that website address as well, if you can?
Well, the website, because somebody did get DyannaLauren.com. Okay. I let it go for a little bit, and then I had given it to Vivid, and then somebody else got the .com. So we're either going to go with .net, .tv, or live, or maybe all three. So, okay. But it is going to be Dyanna Lauren. So you should be able to, if you push in Dyanna Lauren, be able to get, and we'll put up something that'll let you know that you've gotten to the right place.
Yeah, that it is the official site and with what's going on. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So, and then all my other URLs are, other than Instagram, which is the real Dyanna Lauren, all my others are just at Dyanna Lauren for OnlyFans and Sex Panther and Loyal Fans. And I think I just did Fansly too.
Okay.
That's a new one. I just haven't quite started it, but I signed up for it. So
awesome.
I'm so looking forward to talking to everybody. It's a great thing.
Yeah. So it's everywhere. You're not at a lack of locations to find you. And
no.
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. And I say that on Instagram all the time. I'm going to be doing this, but I'm not going to tell you where, so come find me.
There you go. Nice. You got to keep that little suspense and have everybody just look. Yeah. That's it.
Look around.
Yeah, it's the tease. Mm-hmm. Well, again, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure. We wish you nothing but the best as all this stuff comes to fruition and you make a splash back in and share all of this stuff coming out.
Oh, thank you. It was so nice getting to know you guys. I wish I would have had more time and I could have spoken to your lovely wife a little bit more because, I do love those women. But, maybe in Jersey.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right. Well, again, just great. We literally, if it wasn't a copyright infringement, I'd have probably thrown in something from Back to the Future, music-wise, back in time, back into the early years. So just great conversation. And I'll be honest, she said in that interview, at this point she's 62. She's still hot. I'm not going to lie. So, it was definitely fun. Definitely great to have that conversation. And
we could have gone on and on.
And we did. We talked for a little bit after we finished recording as well. Just a genuine person. And it was a good time. It was fun. But with that,
possibly another episode in the future.
Yeah. I mean, there is some stuff coming on. She's working on some things. So yeah, you never know. The door is always open, and we've told all of our guests, hey, if you ever want to come back on, I mean, if you've been following for these 220 some episodes, we've had quite a few repeat guests that have come back. Some that have come back in short times, within a few months. Others that were on the show early on and literally came back 100+ episodes later. So again,
some even came back a third time.
Yeah. But and that's just some great things that have kind of come from all this. But with that, I think it's time to wrap this week's episode up. As we said, Exotica's coming up. If you're there, be safe, have fun.
Don't do anything we wouldn't do,
That's about what I was going to say as well.
which is a short list
Exactly.
at this point.
Yeah. So, ready to wrap it up?
That's a wrap, folks.
Don't forget to follow us on our social medias. Berg Couple for Fun on Twitter and Instagram. The Bergs on Facebook and Reddit. OnlyFans
No,
is... What's the OnlyFans? There's 2 of them.
there are.
Did you... yeah, I remember that one. There's 2 of them. So, there is ours. Is Berg Couple for Fun. But then... Then...
Yes.
Mrs. has her own.
That's right.
Oh. And that is...
Mrs. Berg.
All right. So, you can catch us there as well. You can hit us up on email, thebergs@inourtub.com.
Right?
Our website is inourtub.com.
Catch us on Free Swap or
Full.
full Free Swap, Full Swap Radio.
I mean,
See, you asked me if I remember my
Free
lines.
for all swap. I mean, hey.
On
more the
Full Swap
merrier.
Radio.
Yes. Monday at 9 and Fridays at 1. And hey, keep an eye out on those social medias as well. That's where our travel plans and the upcoming where we gonna be is gonna be. So, with that, remember to pay for your porn. Support all the wonderful, beautiful content creators and performers that we have on this show, that we know within the industry. Take care of yourself. Mental health. Do what makes you keep ticking and being yourself. Remember to wrap it before you tap it. Lick it before you stick it. And until next time.
We'll keep the lights on and the tub warm for you.
I got my own way. I take the time, but it's